Hey y'all. So we're going to get right into it. The Technique Tuesday today, I wanted to play with some of the new product that I showed you guys I got on Saturday. So we're going to be using the Waffle Flower Happy and Merry die and stencil. And then we're also going to use the sub sentiments. We're going to stamp them out and use the dies for those as well. So right now I'm using Catherine Pooler's. This is Succulent, the green, and I'm doing the top Mary. So on the stencil itself, there's at the top you have MRY. You color that in, and then when you take off, I covered up the bottom colors because I didn't want ink at the bottom of my paper because I knew I was going to do this twice. But once you get the first three letters on, then you line it up, and there are lines that help you for guiding the lineup. When I did this first one, I was off just slightly, and I'm still going to use it, but I got better at it by the time I got to my third and fourth one for sure. So I'm looking at some stuff here, trying to make sure I'm doing it right. Plus, at the same time, I'm on a Zoom lot, like a Zoom room with some friends from my little scrapbook store. So if you see me do any type of weird pausings, it might be that, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do it a second time. And here, I don't know if I had my glasses on, but I do wind up grabbing my glasses because I'm like, there's lines here. There's got to be a way that this lines up and it's going to be perfect, you know? And I think by the time I get to the happy, I have it down. And again, I just don't want to mess up and get ink in an area that I don't want it. So that's why I covered up the top part with washi. And I'm just using washi tape. Nothing too crazy. And then we're just coloring in the different, well, you know, the areas. So like basically I'm trying to prevent, oh, I was showing someone the paper. I forgot to cut that part out. It's just super quick. Someone had asked me about what paper I was using, and so I showed them the paper real quick. My bad. But I was trying to make sure I got to see how that lined up better. The top one is still lined up, but it was just a little wonky. But I would definitely, these are fun to play with because I like how you could do different colors. If you wanted to, you could do the M, R, and the Y in like rainbow colors and then fill in the other two colors with the other. Like you could have a ton of fun with this. Same thing with the happy, okay? So right now, at that point, I decided I wasn't going to use the new 49 and Market ones, only because I think I want the happy to be a darker color. And then I'm going to use black for the sentiment that's going to go with it. So I'm going to, again, line it up. The first time you put it down, it doesn't matter. That's going to set the tone for lining everything else up. So I'm just grabbing some more of that washi tape. And then I did color in before, I'm sorry, I had a little bit of an interruption there because Salem decided that he wanted to come on to the desk while I was inking, and yeah, so I had to cut that. So that's why you see part of that happy is already done. I love that cut. Okay, so now we're going to do it one more time. We're just going to bring it down low. And that's why I really wasn't worried about it because I knew I was doing it twice. And so you'd be able to see it without a doubt. And I just grabbed these brushes. I like these ones from Pink Fresh or Picket Fence. I don't know which ones these are. I say it Pink Fresh. I don't know if Michelle has more of them in the shop. I highly suggest them to you guys, though. Definitely go and check them out because let me tell you, they do blend really, really well. And I like how they fit in my hand. So I think when I go up in October, I may wind up getting me some more if she has them. All right. So now we have our two happies and our two Marys. And I'm going to get those cleaned off later. The best thing about dye inks is all you have to do is add water and you can get it cleaned off again. They don't stay permanent, so that's good. So now we're just going to lay down the happy dye and put washi tape. Try to put it at the ends so it wasn't over the whole entire thing. And I'm going to do the same thing with the Mary. And this could be fun, like even what was I gonna say? Like if you use a pigment ink, like an oxide to color in the Mary or the Happy, and then you could use embossing powder to, give it a little bit of something special if you wanted to do like fancy. I don't know why I think embossing is fancy on Christmas cards. So, you could do that too. All right. So now I'm going to grab my Gemini die cutting machine. And you're actually going to see, I think I have that one and the Go. Is it the Mini or the Go? Gemini Go. That's what I have. So this one is the larger one. So I'm able to do those two pieces at one time with this one. I do wish there was some way I could not one of the Rosgod or whatever those carts are called, but like a flat top cart that I could kind of roll around and just leave that on. I could roll it to me, plug it in, use it, and then like kind of roll it away. That would be nice. Because right now, of course, I don't have space on my desk because I haven't cleaned it off yet. So it will be a while before I have room to set that up and have it right on my desk. So, yeah. But now, easy to cut out, like butter. It lines up really well. I really do like these. The stamp and die idea. I really do. I hope they do some more of the words like thanks or think. Just think. So that way you could do thank you. you know, stuff like that. Or like, what's another one? Like love. They could do the word love and then add stuff to it. Or even since you already have happy, now they can do a bunch of the smaller stamps and do one for like Father's Day and Mother's Day. Like it really opens the gambit of what, you can do. Happy Easter, Happy Mother's Day. Like you could just do one for like the holidays. And just put Mom, Dad, Easter, New Year, fill in the blank. And then, yeah, I really like that. All right, so we got those cut out. And that's one thing I like about the bigger one. You can put bigger pieces of paper on it. Very easy to cut out. Now for the smaller sentiments, I do use the the Gemini Go. So it's smaller. The dies for it are like, 3 by something I have. And those, I cut my papers down so that it fits in. And I didn't think I was going to be, but I was able to at some point get 2 of them on and run it through. So, but you'll see as we go. We're just going to get these off. And sometimes the washi tape does get pressed in, obviously, because you're putting it through a machine like that. I just try and be careful with peeling it off so I don't mess up what I've done. Now, could you, in hindsight, like just cut out the papers and then stencil them? You can do it that way. You know what I mean? What I would do is just make sure you use your pixie spray for the stenciling so that way it doesn't move and shift on you. Okay? So if you don't have pixie spray, definitely get you something that can help tack it to stay down. So then that way you could stamp it after die cutting the paper. Because die cutting the paper out, you wouldn't have to worry about it lining up. So that might be the better way. And I always believe in, if you have your die cutter out, try and cut out as much stuff as you can. because, you know, sometimes you don't want to have to keep pulling it back out and stuff. So sometimes if I'm cutting circles or like shapes and stuff, I'll cut out extra, even if it's stuff that I don't need. So that way, you know what, I don't have to pull it back open to do this again. I'll have some that are already done. So here are the cutting plates. My cutting plates are tore up. I need to get some more, but I have not been able to find just the clear plates for the Gemini Go. And I thought I had the mini, but I don't have the mini. So now I'm going to have to figure out, because I think I bought some and it might be for the mini. They may fit in there because they look like the same size. So I'll let you guys know. So right now I'm just lining it up on my paper, and then I realize it stuck to my little insert piece there. That piece helps for when your stamp is dirty and you don't want to mess up your paper, but you want to line it up. That's what that little piece is for. And then let me see. I'm looking to see which black I want to use, and then I find my VersaFine black onyx ink. And right now we are stamping, are we doing the For You or Merry and Bright? I can't remember. Nope, For You. Now, I will say, lining up the die cuts on these smaller words, it was a little bit pain in the butt. I'm not going to lie about that. And even doing the die cut and stamping really wasn't that fun either, trying to line it up. So I really don't know which is the best way for you. I would say if you're going to stamp it, go ahead and stamp it multiple times, and that way you can die cut it a bunch of times, and hopefully you'll have more that are punched out correctly than messed up. Do you know what I'm saying? And you'll just have extras. Because I had one that I did, it was too tight on the bottom, like there wasn't enough space, and it just looked horrible. So you'll see what I do here in a second. All right, so we stamped those twice, and then we're going to set that to the side. And then we're going to stamp, I think here I also had to cut real quick because I wind up having to do something with the ladies on the screen, and then I come back, but you're going to see that I'm already done stamping. And what I did was for Mary, I chose Anne Bright for the cards, and so I stamped them in the VersaFine VersaFine black onyx, and then I'm going to use some embossing powder from Brutus Monroe. It's the Gilded, and we're going to go ahead and get those heat embossed. So with the Mary, there'll be gold and brights to go with it. All right. So I just cleaned off that stamp For You, and I'm putting it away. Putting it away as much as putting it back on its plastic. So here, what I had just told you about, I've already done. So on that paper, it says Anne Bright, and it's already been heat embossed. I was just looking for my tweezers, and for the life of me, I was like, where did I put them? And of course, I put them to my left, and I didn't look that far. So I wind up grabbing these black ones. They're not reverse tweezers. They're just regular tweezers, but they work. So I'm just heating this up. I'm doing it from the back first, and then by the time I bring it to the front, my tool is nice and warm, and then it melts everything pretty quickly. And then, let's see. And then there you have it. So then all we have to do is line up our line up our die cuts for the For You, and then I'm also going to do obviously Anne Bright. And actually I found them, even though they were super tiny, from what I could see, it looked like I had lined them up pretty well. The issue I was having right then, I couldn't find the washi tape I had. I'm like, I know I had it over here. I don't know where it went. I was like, if it was a snake, it would have bit me. So I just grabbed one of my other rolls that I kind of keep on my desk and put that down to hold the die. And then we're going to use our Gemini Go. And it's funny, I plug it in and I'm hitting the power button like, why won't this thing turn on? This doesn't make sense. It's plugged in. We're ready to go. Like, there should be no issue. Power. Where's the power? You know, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. I think you'll see because I go to start, like, yeah, powering it on right here, I think. Trying to get it set up real quick. It's funny, you can see my hands moving. God, I talk too much with my hands. Could you see that in the glass? Don't look. So I'm looking and looking. I'm like, where is, I don't know. I don't get why, one, the light didn't come on. And then two, I'm trying to get myself together. Okay, so see, now I'm hitting it again. I'm like, okay, this don't make sense. I press and hold it. What do I do? Well, it helps to turn the power button on in the back. Oh, pro tip, make sure the power button is on and not off. Okay, so when you go through here, I do the voiceover because I don't want you guys to have to hear this crazy loud sound. It does sound like it's breaking everything as it's going through. The good news is, of course, it is not, but it's just, it does not sound pleasing. So now we take that piece off and we're going to line up the next and bright. And then I'm going to be able to grab my For You and cut two of those at one time. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to reverse it so that they're each on the outside part. And on the inside, there's no die or anything. So the other letter or word I'll be able to print out without any problems. And then we'll go ahead and get that off. And then, like I said, we just have one more time for the For You. And then we'll be all set. Yeah, they cut out really well too. I mean, you only have to go through once and it pops out like it's very easy. And sometimes when you have stuff like that, it doesn't want to pop out easy, which can be a pain in the butt. So it was nice to see that do that. And now we're going to cut one more. Oh, I think actually I'm showing you it all done. So here's your Merry and Bright. Okay. And then we have our Happy with For You and For You. All right. And I love those. I really do. How they came out. Yeah, it took us a little while, but we're doing two at a time. And I was doing a little extra talking, so, you know, thank you for bearing with me. But I did print or cut out two of each of those without the ink on it. And I just wanted to see how easy would it be to get it inked up after you've punched it, okay? And so what I like about these, you get enough room to be able to do one word at a time. And then I tried to put my head over it. I don't even know if my head got in the picture or not. It very well could have, but I wanted to line it up as best I could. And then I'm going to put these on my hand and hold them up. So not too bad, right? Merry and Bright, not bad. Now this one, I knew I definitely wanted to get it, see if I could get it stamped good again so that the one that I have on the paper, I can get rid of it because I wasn't happy with where it landed. So there's the 4. And then I just have to ink up the other side and then do You. And stamp. There you go. So take those two off, put these two on, and that is it. We're all done. So tomorrow I hope to have a video up showing you guys the final projects using these sentiments. Most likely you'll just see the Merry ones because the other ones I'm doing for some friends, and I'll probably do those on the side so that to have them be on here before they get them. All right. So thank you guys. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow with our next video. Have a great one.